Happy Friday. It's Michelle and Ryan on the Celebrate Marriage Cast 5-Minute Friday. Hope it's been a great week for you so far. And Ryan, guess what?
What?
Today we're giving bonus tips for making the holidays a little less stressful and a little more joyful. We're calling today's episode Make It a Date.
Make it a date.
Sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, as a recap, we went over 3 key principles, all based on communication for making your holidays less stressful. We talked about budgeting. We talked about 36 different gift ideas. Do you remember that, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
I went through a giant list of really practical, really experiential gift ideas that we hope you found some great ones out of that list that I shared, and just some tips and tricks that work for us with communication, because there's so much going on in this season. It's so busy, it can be so chaotic, and we don't want you to lose sight of, the true reason for the season, that Christ came and died for us to have new life in Him. And this should be a time of celebrating that with your family. It should be a time of creating those memories and really being grateful for this season and finding that life in Christ. So we don't want you to get distracted or bogged down with all the stresses of the season. So today we're talking about a fun date challenge.
Absolutely. So I think almost every year we've kind of made it a priority to take, whether it's a day, an afternoon, some time. We've taken this off of work and we've made it a priority to do our shopping together.
Yep. Usually the first or second week in December is when we schedule it for.
We'll pick a random
Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever.
Maybe it's an afternoon, maybe it's a full day, whatever you need to do. And we've just made that a commitment to do that together.
For quite a few years now.
For quite a few years, just to one, it's less stress individually, but just it's always been a really fun time.
Yeah.
We'll take that off. We'll get lunch. Well,
I feel like even starting in the beginning, we go get coffees.
Oh yeah, you got to have coffee regardless of what time it is.
Yeah.
But the point is to really to have fun. I think sometimes we get all wrapped up in
Hey, that was very holiday-like. I didn't catch that.
Right,
Thanks for pointing it out.
I didn't mean to do that, but we get wrapped up in this of gifts, and I just have this picture of just people running around crazy, and it's stress that makes me stressed.
Yeah.
But
more focus on the task than the experience of doing it.
And so we've really tried hard to make that a day. And if you can't take time off work, understand that, but make it a night.
Sure.
Make it a night where, you're off work and you and your spouse go do this together. And make it an experience. Have fun.
Yeah.
Wear Santa hats if you want. But just have fun together.
Yeah. Ryan's laughing because I'm wearing, if you're not watching on Spotify or YouTube where you can see us, which is fun, check that out. I'm wearing a Santa hat right now because I wanted to bring more fun, more joy and less stress to these shows.
Yeah.
I love that, Ryan. And I think I've really looked forward to these days because it does feel instead of, me, the mom running around doing my checklist of all these things that I have to get done, whereas really just feels almost like a task or burden. It's turned it into really a fun, special date. And like we said, we get our kids to school, then we kind of just leisurely go and get coffee if it's been a full day, and then we'll kind of go over on Tuesday's show. We talked about how we budget and how we plan out who gets, who we give gifts to and what our budget looks like and all of that. If you want to go back and listen to that, but go over your game plan, get the game plan in place for the day, and then figure out where you're going, and then have fun with it and just enjoy each other's company, enjoy the presence of one another, and really, I don't know. I feel like it's been such a highlight of the holiday season each year.
For sure.
This day. I look forward to getting that on our schedule.
I mean, I think I'm one that I would buy gifts very rapidly.
Sure.
I'll be honest, without a lot of thought.
Sure. Because if you did on your own, it'd just be an hour.
Yeah, I don't like shopping.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to go to a store for hours and hours.
Sure.
But when we do it together, it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
We have a lot of fun, and I think it actually helps me to slow down a little bit and be like, oh, what, what should I get? Not like, oh, there's the first thing I saw. Perfect.
Yeah. And I think for me, I can be really indecisive because I'm the kind of gift giver that I put a lot of thought into it. And I want it to be like perfect. And I mean, it doesn't have to be. I know it's the thought that counts, but like I will, like if we're looking at slippers and there's like 5 colors, I get like, what's it called? Like, decision paralysis or analysis paralysis. I don't, what is it? Like when you have too many choices and like, it probably doesn't really matter. But then I'm like, well, would they like the teal or brown would go with more things if I got like the neutral colored ones, but they kind of like, I see them wear a lot of teal, and then Ryan would be like, these ones. I'm like, okay. But like, if I were doing that on my own, that decision would turn into like almost a bit of a paralyzing thing. It would just be stressful for me. So to have someone doing that with me is really helpful. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. And if you can't do a whole day, like most, it just so happens that like our schedules align and we can do that. But an evening, a Friday night date night, or a Saturday morning, or, maybe your parents can help watch the kids or whatever. But it truly has been so fun. And we've looked forward to doing that. So, anyway, so that is just one of our tips for kind of a fun date challenge for you to bring a little more joy to your holiday season. And again, check out our Tuesday episode for a list of those budget ideas. We even talked about like outsourcing some of the tasks, communicating with your spouse. We talked about how Ryan has taken on the role of, some of our Christmas card stuff and how we kind of work through all of the tasks of the season. So Ryan, anything else?
I don't think so. I think remember, when you're doing this challenge, have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back to what I say all the time.
Okay.
Same team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you guys are on the same team. We're very different, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so like in the slipper example, you're thinking about the color of the slipper matching the color of their eyes.
It's just so silly when you say it out loud.
No. But whatever, but again, it could be a point of frustration, but remember, hey, you're on the same team.
Right.
And and have fun.
That's a good point, because you could sit there and be frustrated at my lack of decision ability, but instead you have compassion and think, oh, okay, Michelle's just really trying to like give a nice gift.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's because she cares.
Yeah.
It's not because, just make it overly complicated.
Because you want my slippers to match my eyes.
Baby blue slippers for Ryan.
Yeah, there you go.
So same team. That is so great. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this 5-Minute Friday. That's been really fun. So if you want more help and resources on marriage, visit us at celebrate.church/marriage and make sure you subscribe, share this episode with a friend, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Have a great
and
weekend.
Happy shopping.